Hey everyone, this is Katie with Katie Awake Online, and we're going to talk a little bit today about the mother wound, which is like so vital for healing and a tender subject, and yet so liberating when we can be really real and honest with ourselves about what we need to honor and come into acceptance of and surrender to healing, really on behalf of our maternal line, on behalf of our maternal ancestry, on behalf of our mother and mother's mother, and also for future generations. Whether that comes through us, of us having our own children, or future generations in general of healing lineages. So the first thing I want to say today about this is I would say number one obstacle that I first help my clients through with this is to be able to get past this, usually somewhere between conscious or subconscious fear of judging our parents. It's not something that we want to do, and it's certainly not the intention of what I do. Certainly not the intention of genuine healing. Anything that's coming from a place of judgment is ultimately not going to be very expansive. It's ultimately not going to lead to heart opening. It's ultimately not going to lead to the real liberation that we're looking for from a genuine healing experience. So real liberation from the mother wound, which I'll explain in a moment, but the real liberation that comes from this healing comes from neutral observation. It comes from a neutral acceptance of the pains that we carry from our mothers or from our grandmothers or from our grandmother's mother. Neutral acceptance of the pain we carry. That way we feel safe to do the healing, and that way we can get through and beyond that layer of like, oh, I don't know if this is okay, or oh, I'm going to get in trouble if I do this work, or oh, my family's going to judge me, or oh, I don't want to be bad, I don't want to get in trouble, like those kinds of, inner child layers. And, if we've had an abusive mother, overtly abusive, like narcissistically abusive, or covertly abusive, covertly manipulative, or if we had a mother, that maybe was protecting the father from abuse that the father was doing, and inadvertently or overtly putting the child at like intentional risk of abuse, or putting the child in harm's way, like depending on if we're coming from that type of an extreme background. There's also going to be layers in there of trauma healing where we'll actually be protective of our abuser if we had an abusive parent or parents. So that's another layer of more intense trauma healing, where we have to really get down to the bottom of and really free ourselves with a safe healer, with a safe therapist, obviously trauma informed, which I am, to help us find our voice again, out from under all that shame and silencing that will be there if we had abuse in childhood, where we need to reclaim our voice, and where we have to really give the body and the nervous system time and layers of healing to be able to come out from under the silencing and the shaming, and out from under. That's where it's from. Like if we have that layer of protecting the abuser, that's going to be from fear-based conditioning from the abuser to protect them and to not talk about the abuse. So understandably so, it takes layers, and it takes time, and it takes the right supportive space and environment, which hopefully this video will help you with, if that resonates with you, to feel safe to speak and to feel safe to talk with a safe person about what happened to you, a safe person to talk with about whatever your trauma was, if there was trauma, so that you can really begin your healing process. And that always looks like coming out of silence and shame. When it comes to trauma healing, those are going to be the first steps. Sorry, I bumped my camera a little bit there. So that's one really important stream of consciousness, really important line to address if we've had an abusive childhood, to start to peel away in a safe environment, layers of shame, layers of being silenced, to be able to speak about your experience. I don't want to open up too many different subjects here. I want to stay in line with healing the mother wound, because there's a lot of really important subjects there about being able to acknowledge your reality, because that's a thing for certainly common in mother wound healing and just in healing from childhood in general, to be able to reclaim the self and reclaim the voice and heal the gut and heal the heart. You have to know that your reality is real. Your reality that you experienced as a child, no matter how much or how little that you remember consciously, that your reality is real. Your thoughts, your emotion, your interpretation of your experience is real. Your reality is real. That is huge when it comes to healing from childhood. And these are arenas that I go into deeply with my clients. If you've been my client, if you are a current client, you know this. These are the areas we really, really focus on inner child healing, childhood wound healing, really, really validating your inner experience, your interpretation of reality, your reality as a child. Absolutely essential for freeing the soul, because the inner child and the soul are really one and the same in the way I see it, in the way that I work, because the inner child is so pure with God essence. We come in so pure and so open. There's like no distinction in a child between being a child and being a child of God and being the soul. It's just this really, really pure essence and innocence that we are as a child. So when I go in to do the multidimensional healing work that I do and the soul rebirth that I do, that's essentially what we get into. It's a remembering. That's why I call my membership Women Remember. It's a remembering of the real self, a remembering of being that inner child, soul, God essence self that we are in our core. And it's unchanging. It doesn't matter what trauma or abuse or coverings or forgetting or coping mechanisms or how many lifetimes of that we've all been through. You can always return to the source that you are inside of, a divine child of God. Always. You're always there, no matter how long it's been that you've felt that, or maybe you haven't yet, in these shoes, in this life, in this body. Maybe it's been 7 lifetimes since you felt innocent. Maybe it's been 100 since you felt oneness with God inside, or maybe this is your first lifetime to realize it. But it's true. It's true for you. It's true for me. It's true for everyone. It's just a matter of remembering and of returning. So that's a kind of in the depth of what I do and the big picture of what I do and just my philosophy in general of how I see healing. A lot of remembering and a lot of returning. Now, let's bring this home into healing the mother wound. The mother wound, if you've seen my post about this, I do reshare it. I'm often guided to keep talking about the mother wound, and like I am today. So the mother wound is essentially all of the pain, the wounds, the unprocessed traumas, inherited mother to mother, woman to woman. So it just is, right? I mean, we can run from that. We can feel criticized or attacked or scared. We can feel that like, oh, I'm not supposed to talk about this, that like protectiveness thing, because we love our mom. We don't want to judge her. Sometimes, that can be true. So if we're just brave enough, it's 10 minutes into this video. If you've been watching this long, you're with me, you're resonating, you're listening. So this is about truth. It's just about looking at patterns and what needs to be healed between you and your mother. What was inherited, what boxes need to be opened, what truths need to be uncovered, what needs to be revealed, for you to be able to shine again, and for you to be able to feel good about yourself, and for you to rebirth yourself as a soul, and for you to know that mom's pain isn't your responsibility. Mom's karma is her karma, and yours is yours. And these chains, intergenerational chains of pain and trauma and shame and silencing and abuse, can be broken and are being broken right now. Just by you sitting in yourself, and just by you relaxing into your body, and just letting the truth of light and God and the truth of you as a child of God to shine through your heart. That's breaking open the boxes, and that's breaking chains of silence, and that's breaking chains of trauma that gets passed down generation to generation. And it's not blaming our mothers. It's taking accountability, really. It's being the one that says, okay, I will stand in the truth of God. I will face up to these things. I will heal the patterns. I will not pass them on to my daughters and sons. It stops now. And it doesn't have to be that hard. It doesn't have to be that scary. It can actually be enjoyable. It can actually be pleasurable. Healing can be pleasurable. You can heal with light, and you can heal with joy, and you can heal with truth. You're doing it right now by sitting and being in your body and letting the truth in. You're worthy. You're worthy, you're worthy, you're worthy. Just say that a few times. Place your hand on your heart. I am worthy of light. I am worthy of light. I am worthy of light. Regardless of how your mom felt about this, or what she taught you about this, it doesn't matter anymore. Because you're worthy of light, and you always have been. And as Tori Washington has said, I'm in her house of we currently, and she says, we're worthy upon arrival. You were worthy upon arrival of being a divine child of God, of being who you are, of being the light through your heart, of healing your brain and your heart and your gut. You are worthy, you are worthy, you are worthy. So just receive now. Let your body fill with light. Let it in. This is abundance. I think it was Chloe. I don't know how to say your last name, Chloe, if you see this. Chloe Prudor, something like that. She said the other day, your abundance wound is your God wound. And I just went like the emoji in my brain. Your abundance wound is your God wound. To be able to receive the money you want, to be able to receive, to be prosperous, which is spiritually and materially, to be able to live that life you really want, you got to heal your God wound. That's healing your abundance wound. And the mother wound is in there as well. How did mom feel about money? How did mom feel about abundance? How did mom feel about being prosperous and expansive and light? It's so connected. I just thought that was so true, that your abundance wound is your God wound. So we're talking about all of it at once. Remembering yourself as a nucleus of potential, remembering yourself as a nucleus of innocence, as a nucleus of potential, of God, of being a child, of being a divine child of God, of being abundance. It's the same thing. So being able to receive is giving. Being able to receive who you are is giving who you are in the world. Healing your trauma lets you be safe in your body. Healing your trauma, healing your mother wound, remembering that you are God essence and form, allows all this healing to take place all at once. You are worthy upon arrival. You always have been, irregardless of how many decades or how many lifetimes you've lived covered up, how many decades or how many lifetimes you have been living in a lie or a falsity, or have been living in a lie of scarcity, or living in a lie of not being enough, living in the shadow of your mom, of it's not okay to be wealthy. It's not okay to be prosperous. It's not okay to be light. It's not okay to be myself. There's just something wrong with me. For some reason, mom doesn't accept me as I am, or she punishes me or she yells at me, regardless of what your particular mother situation was. It's all there, and you were worthy when you were born of being yourself. Receive the light, receive the goodness too. And let's also tap into the ancestral medicine and wisdom of our maternal line. So let's also receive that. Because it's not just shadow. It never is. It never just is dark. It never just is shadow. It's always the shadows there so that there is contrast, so that we can recognize light. So that's there too. Even if you can't see it in your mom or you can't see it in yourself, it's there. And there is always the wisdom and the medicine through the maternal lines as well. So let's open up to that through our heart centers right now as well. So I'm also guiding some multidimensional energy healing right now. So also open up to this now and just have this intention in your heart and soul and with God. Open up to the medicine through your maternal lines as well. Just have the intention, like feel your heart center blossoming now like a lotus flower, and also receive the medicine. Also receive the wisdom. Maybe this is why we did this video. Also receive the abundance. Also receive the medicine. Also receive the light through your maternal line, through your grandmothers and mothers, flowing into your heart now. Also receive this and feel that it's safe to receive this. It can be energetic from a distance. Even if mom wasn't safe to be close to on any level, also receive the medicine. Also receive the wisdom. Let this into your heart now and just let it stream in like light. Let it stream in like energy. And let this open your heart more to receiving abundance. Let this open your heart more to receiving yourself. Let this open your heart more to receiving money. Receive, receive, receive. So I'm asking my higher dimensional aspects, my team as I often call them. So they're my own higher dimensional aspects, but they're also guides and healers and masters and God. Asking them like, what's next? How are we doing? And this was the purpose. So upon healing the mother wound, then we can also receive the mother wisdom. Our mothers are just like we're not. Mothers are not separate from the divine feminine. How could we be? Mothers are not separate from divine feminine guides, divine femininity on the planet. So also receive this now. Let your heart open to divine femininity. Let your heart open to the divine mother. And let this heal the mother wound in us all. In us all. Across space and time, forward and backward in time, through all of our lineages, all of us that are present here right now. Allow this healing through our hearts. May we all receive this healing through our hearts. May we be corrected and restored to the truth inside of the Divine Mother. And may we receive her love and wisdom. And this is also receiving prosperity inside and out. And we are complete here. I'm sending you all so much love, and my prayer is for us all to feel this light. I see gold white light through my heart center, and I pray that we all receive this now, particularly through mother wounding, so that it may course correct and be restored to divine mother wisdom. Amen. Feel free to write me any questions you have, or comments, or just experiences you want to share. And currently, tomorrow, Wednesday the 31st of March, I'll be leading my monthly live quantum healing for a group for men and women in my Facebook group. That's a safe and sacred space for healing. I'll put that in the comments, or if you're on Instagram, that's in my bio. You can join my Facebook group for the group healing, the monthly group healing. That's tomorrow, March 31st at 2 p.m. Central Time. If you can't join live, I'd love if you can join live, but the replays are always there in the group as well, so you can always tune into the replay. And I think that's it for now. If you feel called to one-on-one work with me, I do have a year-long, unlimited quantum healing program available. So there's an application for that on my website. I also have a 90-day unlimited program available as well, with an application on the website and some other options as well. So I'm sending you all so much love. Please receive all the light and love that you are, and that is for you through your heart. And I will speak with you later. Bye.